Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Mohan. I teach reasoning for RMS, Sainik, and Navodaya. I am faculty from Kranthi Academy. So, ఇక్కడ. Is it okay, ma'am? Introduction? Okay. Hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Mohan. I teach reasoning for Sainik, RMS, and Navodaya. I belongs to Kranthi Academy faculty. In this, before we start learning reasoning, let us understand the pattern of Sainik examination and RMS examination. In Sainik examination, we have 4 subjects and for 300 marks. Mathematics has mathematics has 50 questions which consists of 3 marks and it is 150. Where comes to intelligence, intelligence is my subject. It is also called math, reasoning, everything. Intelligence. So in this Sainik exam, we have 25 questions. Each question carries 2 marks and a total of 50 marks for the intelligence. And we have time 2 hours. We have time 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So in this, we have to do 125 questions for 300 marks. So at the same way, we are going to see now RMS pattern. RMS pattern also same, but the weightage of intelligence is 25 questions. The weightage of intelligence is 25 questions and marks also 25. So each question carries 1 marks. Before we start learning reasoning syllabus, before we start reasoning syllabus, we know what is reasoning, what are types of reasoning, and what are the content in the reasoning. So reasoning is what? Reasoning generally is a logical thinking. Okay, it is completely depend on our thinking. So reasoning divided into 2 parts. One is verbal, non-verbal. Reasoning divides. One is verbal. Verbal is nothing but completely depends upon language. And whereas non-verbal does not contains any language. It is completely depends on figure, shape, size, etc. Okay. Now, firstly, we will go and see what is the topics in the verbal reasoning. Verbal, as I told you, verbal is completely based on language and it is based on non-language. Okay. It completely depends on shape, figure observations, size, etc. Okay. Now come to the topic. Now we are in verbal. What are the topics present in verbal reasoning? So verbal reasoning, firstly we start with analogy verbal. Analogy is nothing but what? Finding the relation between 2 pairs of numbers, letters, etc. Okay. So analogy, in analogy there are multiple types. One is number to number analogy and another letter to letter analogy and letter to number analogy. Say if you write ABC is related to BCD. In the same way, what is the relation of ECF? In the same way, what is the relation of ECF? ABC is related to BCD. In the same way, what is ECF is related? These are questions from analogy. And this is called letter to letter analogy. Here, what we did in the first 2 pairs, A is turned as B. It means +1 we added. In the same way, if you do here, it is considered as F. And C is converted to D. And F is converted to G. So this is letter to letter. Another type is what? Mainly analogy depends upon states and capitals. So what are states? Let's say they will give Jharkhand, Jharkhand is Ranchi. Then what is Hyderabad? Telangana. Is related. Telangana is Hyderabad. You all know Telangana capital is Hyderabad, right? In the same way, next come to the second topic. As this is very basic class, we are discussing syllabus. No need to hurry and worry. We will learn everything when you join in our course. Okay, and it is a very basic. So that's what for your understanding, for small imagination, I am giving this. Okay, next coding and decoding. For next odd one and odd one out. Odd one out is nothing but which is different from the given words. Let's say there are apple and banana and some another fruit name papaya. Let's consider, and another name I will give as vegetable carrot. Then it is vegetable. So it is different from the fruits, right? Vegetables and fruits are different. Classification is like that. Classification is nothing but group of words. In the same way how odd one we did, classification also same way, but it represents groups. Okay. Next, coding and decoding. You have heard reasoning is coding and decoding. Mainly you heard many times coding is nothing but reasoning is nothing but coding and decoding. Not only coding and decoding, you only know coding and decoding, but it is very everything is there in reasoning. Okay, coding and decoding also there are many types. One is okay, one is letter to letter coding and letter to number coding and substitution coding and mixed coding also. So in series is nothing but what it follows a particular pattern. It follows a particular pattern. It misses somewhere, or they will ask what is the end of the pattern. If I say two square, if I say 4, 9, 16, then what will come to this pattern? It follows a particular pattern called square. 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. Like this, what will come? 5 square. You also observe, yes, here you can observe that what comes in the place of question mark in the following series. So it is what series based question. As I told you now, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 16 square is 4, and 5 square is 25. What will come in the place? 36, right? So this is what the question of series. Okay, it follows a particular pattern. Next thing, missing number. Missing number is also same. It two of the numbers follows a particular pattern, and we have to find the pattern and write the third number. Let's say okay. Okay. Right, we are at missing number. So they will give like 2, 4, and this is 8. And they also do 3, 4, it is 12. So now what is 4, 5? So they will ask this type of question. It means it missing in a pattern. Now we will find the pattern and we will write instead of what's the answer instead of question mark. Next, alphabetical arrangement of words. It completely follows the dictionary. It completely follows the dictionary words. Okay, a number of words will be given. Let's say 3 or 4, and they will ask us to go bring the words in a alphabetical order, or else they will ask top from the top or bottom. What is the down from the second in the alphabetical order? So this your question completely depends upon alphabetical order. Okay, and the next one is blood relation. Blood relation is completely depends upon relationship of family. Okay, they will give question like if A is father of B, then B is father of then B is mother of C, then what is A related to C? This type of question. Or else they will say A is pointed to some person and they will ask the relationship between A and what is the person with what will the person with A relationship with A. Okay, the same as Venn diagram. Venn diagram we will learn two set of Venn diagrams and three set Venn diagrams. Okay, this is also clarifies tells of this is also tells us Venn diagram also tells us the groups. Okay, with within circle. Let's say student, teacher, and school. So these all are student, teacher, and school will present in the school, right? So this type of question will be asked in the Venn diagram to represent the groups. Okay. Next, dice and games. Dice in the dice, in a dice and cube, they will ask what is the opposite face of number. Let's say if the top is 3, and they will ask another dice, and they will tell us to find what is the opposite of top side number. Right. The sitting arrangement. Sitting arrangement is of two types. One is linear. One is linear. Another one is circular arrangement. So in this type, we will learn everything. Okay, direction and distance. As you all know, what are the direction? Directions are north, east, west, south, right? The distance. Distance is nothing but how much the distance we traveled. This type of questions also asked in your examination, and it is in the syllabus. Okay, clock and calendar. Next thing is clock and calendar. Clock is completely on the clock. They will ask the angle between hour hand and minute hand, or else the timing, or else the day calculation. Calendar, let's say if today is Monday, what will be the day after 15 days? They will ask like this, or else to find a particular day of a date, or else they will ask which is leap year, which is not leap year. Everything we will go and learn in our syllabus. Okay. Mathematical operation. They will change the symbols in a operation. They will change the symbols, like plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus, and okay, this type of, and solve the question. So this type of questions asked in our examination, everything will be shown after completion of this, because we took the questions from the previous years. Okay, and logical sequence is nothing but we should follow a particular logic. Like let example, in a there are few words they are given: baby, boy, okay, then marriage, then job. Okay, so in what should we find in this? So firstly a baby, then the baby will become boy will become what? Student. He will goes to school, and then he will do job, and then he will marry. So this type of logical sequence we have to arrange in a sequence way. Order and ranking. Let's say if a boy is seventh from the left and fifth from the right. So how many students are there in the class? They will ask this type of questions. So we have a logic in this. Don't worry, we will teach each and everything in our class, but it is a basic, very basic. Just I'm telling you the syllabus. Okay. And order and ranking, I just now I told. Puzzle is completely, it depends on reading and understanding. It's completely reading and understanding. It is statement based. Okay, it is completely statement based. Okay, and analysis. We should, to solve puzzle, we should know reading and understanding also. Okay, so you come to non-verbal series. What non-verbal series is what? Just I told, it follows a particular pattern, but verbal is completely depends on figures, right? So verbal is completely non-verbal is completely depends on figures, right? So it's the same way they will give a particular set of figure. They will give a particular figure and ask to complete the pattern. So I will show you the example of this. See, this series follows a particular, right? And what is completion of pattern completion? Here what should become? Okay, this type of questions they will ask in the examination, and it is there in your syllabus. Now counting of figure, they will give counting of figure, they will give triangle, squares, rectangles, and mixture of triangle and squares. So this type of question they will give and ask us to calculate how many types, how many number of count, how many triangles are there. So in this triangle you will find how many triangles are there. So this type of question they will give, or else they will give like this: how many squares are there. Okay. Now paper cutting and paper folding. This two relates to each other. Paper cutting means what, and paper folding is what? If you fold a paper, it becomes layer, right? If you it becomes layer, and if I cut somewhere, how many type of diagrams, such type of shapes will be formed in the paper. They will ask front paper cutting and paper folding, embedded figure. They will give a figure, and in that they will hide a one figure and ask us, is the figure is embedded in this or not? Completion of figure. Just now I showed the question for completion of figure and water image and mirror image. Water image and mirror image, right? If I say A and if I keep mirror here, then what will become A as same. But whereas B, if I keep mirror here, the mirror will become, it means completely right turns into left. Whereas the water image is up and down. Okay. If B is here, then B will be okay, same in this way. And water image is up and down, water image forms up and down, and mirror image turns into left into right. These are the syllabus of reasoning. Now let us know what is difference between Sainik reasoning and RMS military school reasoning. Okay. So in Sainik school, what we will do, how the paper will be, you learn concept, you practice multiple number of times, and you will get the answer. When compared to the reasoning of RMS, you will get what you have to read, you have to understand, you have to analyze, and the question based on the statement logic and situation based. Okay, this type of questions are asked well in RMS. To crack RMS, we should know reading, understanding, and logic. To do in Sainik, concept plus practice. So what are the pillars required for strong reasoning skills? Strong reasoning skills. To build a strong reasoning skills, what a student must to do? He has basic knowledge. Okay, we will teach everything here, and observation skill. What will be the pattern is, how the pattern is going. Okay, it is complicated or easy. And then he or she should think logical thinking, step by step thinking process, compare relations, elimination for options. He should think. Then time management. Time management. He should how the time management will be controlled. It means by solving multiple number of questions and daily practices. In this in this course, what we will do, what's our type of teaching, we will teach, how our teaching will reach to student, how we will make sharp in reasoning. Firstly, we will deliver a concept. We will make them to understand the concept there. And on that, we will make them to learn definition rules, and we will show practically how the question is framed and what they are asking, what the demand of the question. In the same way, questions on concept. It means what we will do, we are explaining concept, right? We are solving multiple number of questions on the same concept. This gives what? This gives practice nature of a student, and also he gains the knowledge. Okay, then we will give daily SPP papers. It means we we make students to practice more questions on the same concepts. Okay, this builds the confidence in the student. If he solves the SPP paper every day, he builds confidence, and he rectifies the mistakes where he is doing. Sectional test after each chapter. After completion of a chapter, one chapter, we will keep a sectional test, and by this we will know what is the performance of a student, and as well as where is the weakness area of the student. Every Saturday we are going to keep grand test. Grand test gives the overall exam environment, and as well as the time management. Okay, by this you will feel the complete exam giving feeling. Okay, so firstly we will teach concept, then we will practice questions, and for students practice we will go self practice papers, and after completion of practice we will self practice paper we will keep. After completion of chapter we will keep one sectional test on a chapter, and then we will keep grand test. Okay, this is what about reasoning syllabus. I hope you all understand, and these questions were these questions are taken from previous year's question paper itself. Hope